Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Virgo December 1, 2022. There can be some defensiveness and tension surrounding recent problem areas in your life in the first half of the day. It mainly involves money and possessions or matters of value, talent, and respect. News or tensions about a financial issue could temporarily throw you off center as Mercury opposes Mars. With Mars retrograde, a complicated or buried frustration can come to a head. Tempers may flare, and clearing the decks can be worthwhile if you do so mindfully. However, watch for aggressive words that you might later regret and impatience, in general. As the day progresses, however, your desire to approach things practically wins out. Getting things straightened out or back on track becomes a priority with a Mercury-Saturn influence. You may very well benefit from mature or realistic advice or speaking to superiors. Finally, the clouds are parting and gifting a slightly better energy today. Mental Mercury, the planet of the mind and communication, spins through the heavens and will peer over to a very peaceful Saturn, the great taskmaster planet. This will make your mind will feel practical, grounded, and secure. Assess where you currently stand in your personal life and know where you'd like to go. Sit down with your sweetheart and draw up a map of how you can take methodical and strategic steps to build the life you both desire. You'll enjoy this clear and concise approach. Be open to switching things up for the sake of professional and financial security. Keep an open mind when Mercury in Sagittarius opposes Mars retrograde in Gemini. You might have some strong opinions regarding your finances, especially if you are trying to actively work toward a financial goal or to alleviate any debt. However, the opposition could lead to some potential tension if you are not careful. Since Mercury also sextiles Saturn in Aquarius, you should consider what financial outlets would be ideal for long-term success, especially if it relates to your career path. Mars finds himself in the wrong place at the right time today, and this could have exciting implications. In retrograde motion in your income sector, Mars is being empowered by a friendly aspect to Saturn in your career sector, but a clash with Mercury in your financial sector could create some financial tension. However, with Mars' passions and warrior spirit and Mercury's smart head for money, it won't take much to turn this into motivation on both sides of the financial fence. You may find yourself involved in a deep conversation today. There is room for unusual expression, humorous, perhaps, or surprising in other ways. It's important to stay grounded and fly under the radar so that you don't get flooded. Stay in tune with your body, as you may experience unusual hunger, or crave some unusual taste or spice. Follow your instincts and gratify yourself, explore the new. Also, try to be in bed early tonight. Your body will appreciate the extra rest. The vibration from this day can have you thinking about your contributions to others around you. Consider becoming more involved in your community, church, or the extracurricular activities in which your office takes part. Charities are an excellent way for you to give back to the community, and with this sort of thing, you can give only what you're able to. Money is a quick way, but if this isn't your first choice, consider getting involved by giving your time. It may be a far more rewarding experience for you. Just as Jupiter is spending his first full week in direct motion in your sector of friendship, teamwork, and networking, the Moon returns in time to guide you into his final 3 weeks before leaving again. The Moon will ensure you are emotionally and intuitively engaged while giving you an intuitive read on people, situations, and of the laws of synchronicity that are helping to put you in the right place at the right time. With Neptune in retrograde motion here until the end of the week, there is still time to connect to the past, but you are also now looking to the future. Now that the focus has shifted off your relationships while leaving you with everything needed to stay on track, there is more time to focus on matters of the heart and all things romantic. All planetary activity on the relationship front for the year ended last week, but the dwarf planet Ceres is still in your romantic sector, but only for a few more weeks. Our eyes in the sky. Try to get in some light exercise before heading off to work, and try to avoid grabbing that extra cup of coffee or it could lead to a case of the jitters. Today has a cerebral vibe that might get the better of you, making it important that you ground yourself and focus on your breath throughout the day. Should you begin to feel overwhelmed, take a step back and rest, if only for a few minutes. Watch out for a communication breakdown this afternoon when the moon shares an off-kilter connection. Choose your words with care while this energy is present so you can avoid arguments. Your ability to understand any situation is good and you're able to undertake any sort of mental task. Equally, you're communicating without any difficulty, so possible negotiations or similar conversations turn out to be successful. You also find your general level of curiosity is heightened and you're keen to acquire knowledge and learn as much as you can. You apply yourself to a subject that has stimulated your interest over a sustained period. It's easier for you to obtain the necessary focus you need and you're more motivated than you have ever been before. Use this newfound enthusiasm and concentrate on making contacts to solve any outstanding issues needed for a successful outcome. Luckily, the energy transforms this evening, which should help you quickly release any unpleasant thoughts or situations you found yourself in today. The cosmic weather is quiet today, until Mercury in Sagittarius opposes retrograde Mars in Gemini, provoking a war of words. Offensive or defensive language is unlikely to help us make our point. We are nervous and quick to anger, and although we may have good talking points to back up our arguments, we are apt to flit from talking point to talking point without finishing our thoughts. Our inability to stay on topic means that civilized discussions can quickly devolve into yelling matches. We are still in a long lunar void, of course, which began last night, and must attempt to remain patient now, even if someone is intent on getting up in our faces. If possible, avoid electing this day to finally air out long-held grievances. Guard against the perils of extravagance and overindulgence in any way you can. Your current fantasies are unlikely to be fulfilled, they're just excessively optimistic. Try not to feel so dissatisfied with your circumstances and be as realistic as possible, instead of needlessly having such impractical feelings and yearnings that ultimately don't make you happy. If the response you get from prospective dates is not always positive, consider how your approach might be improved. You may want to ask what you could change about yourself. Becoming more self-aware can help you understand what to change or at least help you appreciate another's point of view or not. It will be hard interacting with people today. You overreact to the smallest things and feel completely misunderstood. It would do you good to take a step back, clear your thoughts and start tackling the arguments in a calmer way. In the late afternoon, the moon enters Pisces, ending its void of course which began late last night. Over the next 2 days, our creative and spiritual senses are enlivened. This is a time to trust our intuition, examine our subconscious workings, and get in touch with the numinous and liminal. It is an ideal lunar period for working with divination techniques like tarot or scrying. Artistic pastimes such as painting or making music are also favored. If we are stressed, bathing, showering, or relaxing near bodies of water can be rejuvenating.